Gavin Newsom just did today, to quote Megyn Kelly, who said this will haunt him for the rest of his career. I'm calling it, this is the nail in the coffin of Newsom's political career. He just went in front of a crowd of African Americans, black, I hate using these like black, this, they're just Americans who happen to be black, with the mayor of Atlanta, and insulted them by saying, hey, I'm just like you. I'm dumb. I get low SAT scores and I can't read. I'm not making this up. Watch.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. This may be the wrong business to be in.
That's real, folks. That's not AI. That's the guy who's literally shirking his duties as governor, the guy who went to the French Laundry restaurant while he told everybody else to stay home, mask up, lock your doors, don't go to public beaches. He arrested people for going on the beach. The same guy who's literally destroyed our budget surplus, the same guy who's created decay in California, number one in homelessness, number one in migration, number one in lawlessness. Now we have a budget deficit of over $75 billion. High-speed rail project, a complete mess. Homelessness industrial complex, a complete hundreds of billions. Nick Shirley now, the famous Nick Shirley from Minnesota who pointed out Tampon Tim and mentally Ilhan Omar is now in California. And there's even more fraud, voter fraud, insurance fraud, homelessness fraud. He's saying it's mountains of more fraud than he ever discovered in Minnesota. I got to tell you, the responses, Nicki Minaj and other prominent black public figures, holy macadamia nuts. So first of all, the average SAT score for blacks or African Americans who make up 12% of test takers is 907 out of a possible 1,600, according to College Board 2024 data. Meanwhile, white participants received an average score of 1083. Newsom is a 1989 graduate of Santa Clara University, to which he received a letter of recommendation from two-time California Governor Jerry Brown, who had appointed Newsom's father to be a Golden State appellate judge. Newsom claimed in his book that the only reason he was admitted to Santa Clara was because he was offered a partial scholarship to play baseball. So don't give me this crap about who you were raised as a poor black child. And he's done this a million times before. So here's some responses just from some people, like Representative Randy Fine said, Newsom just said he is like a black person because he got a bad SAT score and can't read. I wish I could come up with something witty, but it's so disgusting, I can't. I look forward to all my Democratic colleagues in Congress demanding his resignation tomorrow. So this happened last night. You know how many Democrats have responded? That's my really bad cricket impression. I can't do cricket impressions. I can do President Trump because, quite frankly, probably he's the greatest president of my lifetime. I watch Professor Nez all the time. Thank you, Mr. President. A quick free poll. Do you think any Democrats are going to come out and condemn this? You think Crockett's going to come out? Ayanna Pressley, Geico caveman Al Green? You think any of these guys? Maxine Klingon Waters? I doubt it. Ted Cruz said Newsom was practicing, quote, the soft bigotry of low expectations, liberal racism on display. And check out this post from Nicki Minaj right here. Really quickly, before I do, speaking of frauds and massive deception, Medicare is one of those programs that can really cause a lot of confusion. Many people have no idea how to navigate it, if they're on the right program with the right doctor, are they overspending or not, which is why I have partnered with Chapter. Chapter is an amazing, independent, unbiased organization that can help you achieve clarity. The representatives are super intelligent. They're not salesmen. They have helped scores of my listeners and viewers. Here's one testimonial right here where she said, this was the best Medicare call I've ever been on. There's no hidden fees, no sales, just complete, good, honest information. Thank you for the share, Professor Nez. And another one of our viewers, Teresa, said, I just got off the phone with Chapter and was able to save over $1,000 a year by calling them. Thank you so much, Professor Nez. So if you are having any issues or know of anybody who is, call this number. It's free, 656-218-0931. Call them right now and you can achieve clarity. Again, that number, 656-218-0931, or you can go to askchapter.org/Nez. I'll leave links and the number in the pinned comment and in the show notes and description. Again, call that number, 656-218-0931, and tell them that Nez says hi. Nicki Minaj said his way of bonding with black people is to tell them how stupid he is and that he can't read. This means my first read on him was correct. He's been handed so many things and put in high positions he never earned or deserved. Do you want to know the craziest part of this footage that will haunt him forever? He's literally slowing his speech down and taking in a sporadic cadence. He's not just telling them that they're all probably stupid and probably can't read. He's literally slowing down his speech to make them understand the words that are coming out of his mouth as if they're children. That means he really believes they're slow. He's not just saying it. He didn't misspeak. He believes it. Do you love it? Do you just love it, black people? Oh, I love Nicki Minaj. Let's play it one more time, see what she's talking about.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. and I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech. Maybe the wrong business to be in.
That is one of the most cringiest. My fellow Americans, we cannot let this guy within 500 yards of power ever again. It is obviously a magnificent mistake somehow. And obviously what Nick Shirley's exposing and all the fraud, voter fraud, except this is why he's so against the SAVE Act. There's obviously no way this guy earned his position. Nicki Minaj is right about everything, but this guy's going to try to run for president. Obama's already trying to distance himself, talking about homelessness and the homelessness industrial complex, how it's just an absolute mess. Somehow he was miraculously able to clean the streets of San Francisco when a communist was visiting, but not for American citizens, not for hard-working, tax-paying, law-abiding citizens like you and me. No. But when, the leader of the Communist Chinese party comes, hey, homeless people, see ya, wouldn't want to be ya. I want to share for you some responses from some prominent black influencers, just what they think, because I think it's really interesting. But before I do, Sean Hannity posted this. Gavin Newsom, it's amazing you are now a full-time world traveler, full-time ex-poster, full-time Trump stalker, full-time podcaster, and now full-time author and no-show governor as your state collapses. If you gave an S about the people of California, you would make sure fire hydrants and reservoirs had water for predictable wildfires and winds. True. Lower taxes. True. Resolve homelessness. True. Fix your broken educational system. Balance your budget. Stop rewarding and protecting illegal immigrants. That's bankrupting your state. And some are committing the most violent crimes versus your citizens and causing the largest mass migration out of your state as a result. By the way, Gavin Newsom's one achievement in his lifelong abysmal failure career, he's U-Haul's #1 salesman of the year, 3 years running. Spare me your phony lectures about your impoverished life. Tell us more about the safaris you went on as a child. Your slick hair gel shtick and BS is getting old. You are the worst governor in the country. And in typical fashion, in his, I can't even say this out loud, you'll have to read it yourself. In his typical fashion, using his press account that's paid for by us, he basically says, you don't give an S about anything. Spare me your effing fake outrage. That's his response. That's the governor of California, somebody who is considered one of the top stars of this defunct Democrat Party. But this is nothing new. Democrats have been saying this about minorities for a very, very long time, specifically black people. Look at this video right here. I don't know if you guys remember this, where New York Governor Hochul says, black people don't know what computers are. Wow.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word a computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Again, folks, that's real. You can see at the bottom of your screen that sort of that awesome TikTok creator was basically satirizing everything she was saying. Like, I don't know what a computer. But I mean, that's real. Black kids don't know what a computer is. I mean, that is so insulting. Just imagine if President Trump, Stephen Miller, or Caroline Leavitt said that. How there would be wall-to-wall coverage. We would never hear the end of it. It would be incessant. You would not be able to walk down the street without knowing that these guys are Nazis, Gestapo, threats to democracy, and all that garbage. C.J. Pearson, who is a Fox advisor and one of the most smart young creators out there, Time put him in the top 100, had a lot to say about it.
So Gavin Newsom thinks that because he's a dumbass and scored less than 1,000 in the SAT that he can relate to the black experience. That's what he said to a room of black and brown people in the city of Atlanta, Georgia, just this past weekend. And this man said this with a straight face, that because he scored a 960 on the SAT, he was just like me. Well, Gavin, let me tell you something. I didn't score a 960 on the SAT. I scored a lot higher than that on the SAT. And by the way, a lack of academic performance or the ability to excel within school doesn't make you black. But what it does do, if you think that that does make you black, is that it makes you a racist, right? So it's so funny to me that the Democrats, while they no longer wear those white hooded robes that the KKK would run around in as they terrorize black people, they still find a way to remind us in ways big and small that they did used to wear those robes. Apparently, Gavin Newsom's heart still wears that robe because he thinks that being a dumbass makes you black. Gavin, you are disgusting in every which way, and this moment from this day will haunt you for a time long to come.
This is Reverend Jordan Wells. Listen to what he has to say about this.
Imagine if Trump said what Gavin Newsom said. If Trump was on a platform and he said, well, I'm kind of stupid like black people are too. I tested a 950 on the SATs. I'm dumb. And imagine this, all the black people cheered because the black community would vote for the Antichrist if he was a Democrat. We don't care what the black people say. Just like Joe Biden, you didn't vote for me. That's why I didn't care about the fake outrage. I didn't care about the outrage when they were mad about Trump and the Obama thing, because if the Democrats had done it, they wouldn't care. They don't care about it unless it's from a Republican. So I don't care about it. I don't care about their fake outrage. Gavin Newsom stood in Atlanta, Georgia, and told a room full of black people, you are all stupid. You cannot read. And that's what the Democrats think about us. That's what they think about the black community. That's what they've been thinking. They've been thinking we're dumb. That's why they don't campaign in our areas like that, because they only come every 4 years, every 2 years during midterm and primaries to get us to vote for them, because the black community there's ignorance. There is ignorance and deception. They're ignorant and they're deceived. They vote for people who've done nothing for them, who offers them nothing, because they don't have to offer you nothing, because they know you're going to vote for them anyway.
Ooh, the Reverend was preaching. That was really interesting what he said there. He said they know you're going to vote for them. They know they don't need to do anything for you. They can be the Antichrist. They will call you whatever they want to call you. They can call you the N-word if they want to, because they know they got your vote. That is really powerful. Here is a great influencer on X, Zeed Arkham. I love this response right here. Check this out.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. I'm a 960 SAT guy. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech. because I cannot read a speech.
In case you missed it, this is Gavin Newsom, the current governor of California, addressing an all-black crowd. And did he just call them all stupid? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but he stood up there and said, I'm just like you. I got a 960 on the SATs. I can't read. Did he basically just tell an all-black crowd, hey, I'm like you because I can't get higher than the 1,000 on an SAT, and I have problems reading? Is that really what he just said to an all-black crowd? And they clapped for that. He could have said a whole list of other things. He could have said, hey, listen, I grew up watching Sanford and Son, loved the show. We all have known he was lying, but he could have said that. He could have said, hey, listen, I used to play basketball or whatever, which he's tried to say before on certain other podcasts and interviews and stuff like that. We know he can't do that either, but at least that's better than saying, I'm like you, I'm not that bright, which is what he just said to an all-black crowd, and they clapped for him.
A 2018 Yale study found that when white liberals talk to black people, they dumb down their vocabulary. It's the beating heart of wokeness. Minorities are oppressed and in need of your beneficence. Here is Gavin Newsom literally presenting himself as dumb to appeal to blacks. So let's just recap, shall we? Let's just recap this. Chuck Schumer doesn't think that black people can obtain an ID. Governor Hochul said black kids from the Bronx don't know what a computer is. Joe Biden said poor kids can be just as smart as white kids. And now Governor Newsom says he can relate with the black crowd because of his low SAT scores. How can you be a member of this party? How in the world can you call yourself a Democrat in 2026? I've said it once, I've said it twice, I've said it ad infinitum, ad nauseum, and I'll say it again. If you're a Democrat in 2026, your soul is in disrepair. And if you're seeing this, tap the thumbs up, follow, and subscribe, and get re-educated, okay? I think most of us probably when we were younger were Democrats. Then we grew up, matured, evolved, gained intelligence. And I mean, I don't even know if you can call this Democrat Party the real true Democrat. This is the most radical, extreme version of this party, because I think Clinton and 90s Democrats would be called MAGA now by this extreme faction. But I welcome everybody here because our mission here is to make common sense go viral. And to just illuminate. I'm not here. This isn't subjected. This isn't editorialized. Of course, I give my subjectivity based on my experience at the university and being around, because I've worked with these people. No other YouTube creator, no other commentator can say, I've worked with these people. I know these people to the marrow of the bone of their soul. So I'm just here that is not AI. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what Governor Hochul said. That's exactly what Biden said. That's exactly what Chuck Schumer said. I'm just sharing it because you're not going to see it anywhere else. I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Check out these videos right here just in case you missed them. I'll go over here. Click this one right here. I'll see you over there. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It doesn't cost you a thing. Hit the bell icon so you never miss anything. And as always, may God bless you. And may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.